A few months ago, I was waiting in line at the food court downstairs in this very building, and I saw someone I had an undergrad class with. She asked what I was doing there, and I said I was here for the career fair upstairs, presenting at a booth for my employer. As it turns out, so was she. But when I said that's what I was doing, she said, "What? Why? I thought you were a famous rapper." I said, "I am famous." She said, "But I thought you were like famous. You're Shelem. You have a job too? What do you do?" So I told her, "I'm a civil engineer. I just passed my PE and I design water and sewer systems." She says, "You do all that and make music? Wow, you gotta be really smart." And that is the type of thinking that I'm here to challenge today. Most of us are familiar with the concept of left-brain people being more mathematical, logical thinking, into hard facts and science, and right-brain people being more artistic, visual, and creative. That's actually a myth that's been debunked, but the distinction between the two still exists for a reason, right? People tend to lean one way or the other. Or so it seems. My boss, a seasoned engineer, is quite the poet. He uses pretty much every occasion to write a little poem. One of my bandmates is a licensed master electrician, and he designs solar power systems for people's houses. So that begs the question, what is the line that can be drawn between these two types of people? What do an engineer and a rapper have in common? The answer can be found by looking at puzzles. When I was a kid, I loved puzzles. According to my mom, I couldn't get enough of them. Sounds like someone who would be an engineer. If I had to guess what it is I liked so much about them, it'd be that they're simple to learn, but the challenge is still there, and the ways to overcome that challenge are almost infinite. If I gave every one of you in this room the exact same puzzle, you would all put it together differently, but you would end up with the same picture. Now, if I gave everyone in this room the same blank puzzle pieces, told you to draw on them, and then put it together, you would end up with the same result, but a different picture. I propose that the problem-solving process is like that second example. No matter what you're trying to achieve, you reach your goal using the same materials that are available to everyone else. We're going to explore that idea with the two things I know best, engineering and songwriting. My first project acting as the lead design engineer was for a waterline replacement. To replace a waterline, you can't just rip out the old one and put a new one in because it would just take too long. People would be without water for months. What you need to do is install a new one near it, connect the customers to that new line, and then get rid of the old one. We usually install pipes in the ditch line next to the road because it's easy to access for repairs and it isn't in anyone's way. This project of mine had a particular challenge. On one side of the road, you have the water line, the gas line, and the sewer line. On the other side of the road, there's a creek, and then people's houses. So to me, there were only two basic options. Either you put it in the road, or you put it in the middle of people's yards. Most wouldn't like that second option, so I went with the first one. I got on Google Earth, drew my line in the middle of the road, took it to my project manager, and I said, "Hey, this is what I think we're gonna do. We're gonna drill it down the center of the road, we're gonna pull the pipe back through, tie a bow around it, and get out of there." He says that's not gonna work. First, it would take too long to drill that far, and by the time you pull your pipe back, all that heavy traffic driving over it would collapse the hole before you got it all the way through. Second, wherever your line is, you're gonna have to dig down there to connect your new customers. So that'll put so many patches in the road that the state will just make you repave the whole thing. Now, not only have you paid for a new water line, you also have 3 miles of brand new road to pay for. But go ahead and put together a cost estimate for that. So I go back to my desk, start crunching numbers, and I come up with a cost of about $1.7 million. The budget for this project was $795,000. Folks, we have a problem. But how do we solve this problem? Got to get creative. If you can't go over here and you can't go over there, you got to go somewhere else. So that's what I did. And it turned into a balancing act. As I was zigzagging my way through there, if I went too far trying to go around something, then there was no cost benefit. Too much extra line, and you might as well be paving the road. So I drew my lines in Google Earth again and again, figured out how much it would cost, then kept changing it until I got it to fit exactly in my budget. And the solution looked something like this. You climb up on the ridge, drill across the road there, snake through people's yards, and then we do drill back, and then we also get into the road, and so forth. As a musician, the task is the same: to create something new and fresh with the same sounds, the same words, the same everything that everybody else has done for hundreds of years. Say I start writing a song. I can use any words that pop into my head. I try not to overthink it and go with the first word that pops into my head, because it really doesn't matter where I start. It's the process that'll take me where I want to go. So for a song of mine, I started with the word sugar. Sugar, 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 sugar water. What is sugar water? What does it mean? As I wrote more, I established my topic and how I wanted to present it. It's a song about a woman trying to seduce a man, and it's written from the woman's perspective. For the third verse, since the song is named after a drink, I wanted to try other foods. So I started listing struggle foods, the kind you eat when you have no options. Anybody here ever had a nothing sandwich? Just sliced bread? Let's use the word bread. Water and sugar, your two ingredients in sugar water. What's it gonna hurt to use that one more time? Now, the classic, ramen. This one's a good one because if you pronounce it a certain way, there's a double entendre built in with the word rhyming. Ramen, ramen. We gotta use that. And what goes with ramen sometimes? Hot sauce. All right. She said, I see you struggling, you need a little snack. No, you got bread, I got water and some sugar packs. I heard about you like ramen and I'm good with that. I got the hot sauce, tell your chick to relax. Okay, cool. Now, I want to take it a different direction. I want to find clever ways to say we have chemistry. The basic building blocks of chemistry are the elements. Fluorine is F. You can use that letter as a way to get around cursing. That's low-hanging fruit, but let's go for it. Another element everyone knows is oxygen. I really don't know what to say about oxygen. I look at the periodic table. F is element number 9. O is number 8. Let's just do a little math there. I don't know. 17 minus 9 is 8. Cool, whatever. One more element is boron. Its symbol is the letter B. There's another double entendre right there. Letter B, let her be. It's perfect. Boy, you cannot deny, you want to F with me. Element number 9, take that from 17. That gives you oxygen. Boy, we got chemistry. Your girl a boron. Think you should let her be. Now, we take it home with one more theme change. Chemistry is a type of study. What are other disciplines that we can study? I listed those out, put them together, and finished the song. I know you told me you don't believe in astrology, but you be foolish to question meteorology. It ain't no way for you to refuse to acknowledge me, cause you and me the perfect storm. She been sending me signs. She says all the time, when life gives you limes, it's okay cause I taste like sugar, 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 sugar water. Tastes like sugar, sugar, sugar water. Thank you, thank you. When you break down the process, it all starts to feel the same. How you choose to tackle any given task dictates how it'll turn out, and that's where our unique experiences come from. I truly believe that logical and creative thinking are not that different from each other. And once we apply that mentality, the possibilities of what we can accomplish are endless. So, to answer the question we posed earlier, what do a rapper and an engineer have in common? A love for puzzles. Thank you.